Well, Coach, let me start by asking you, this is your first head coaching job in the AHL, and every coach wants to develop a culture when they come into an organization. What kind of culture do you want to build here in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think it's a culture of excellence. Daily excellence for me is number one. I mean, I think every organization in sports, you're always thinking about like where you want to go. But I think it's the biggest thing for me is how are you going to get there on a day-to-day basis. And so if every day you can be getting a little bit better at what we do, if every player individually, every staff member every day is getting a little bit better, and then collectively as a group we're growing closer, we're becoming more connected. If that's happening every single day, you're probably going to put yourself in a pretty good place. And so that's always been my focus. There's everybody's got long-term goals and big long-term goals. But I think it comes back to what are we doing today? What are we doing today to get better? And that daily environment that you have to have. Having a highly competitive environment, having a growth environment. Those things are very important, and we're going to have that. So that's what we're working to build out here.
I remember during your press conference you were asked, do you have a timetable as to where you want this team to be in 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years? And you really didn't answer the question, didn't really give us a timetable. But do you have one in your mind as to where this franchise should be in year 2 of your tenure, to year 3?
I mean, I think as you move along, over time, I think you get a little clarity on that. I know where we want to have the starting point, and I know we want to be that foundation that we want to, work to have. Just we're working on that now. That's happening right now. Over the summer, and really a lot of that will come, during training camp, and then you continue to build. And for us, we know where we're looking to go. We're looking to go back to where we're contenders, and it's not just contenders, but we want to be contenders for a long time. And so we know the base that we want to have and how we're going to lay out that foundation. I think we have a clear plan on how we want to build, and then that's going to be the process that we're going to have to get back to exactly where we want to be, being contenders and staying contenders. 3
first-round picks, 13 picks in all. Does that say where the direction of this team is? It's coming from the youth and developing talent from within?
It's everybody in the organization. That's where it's coming from. I mean, it is. I mean, that's a big draft.
Yeah.
when you saw all 13 in the room together, it's like that is a big draft.
Given the history of this franchise,
you don't see it too often. It was, what obviously is the draft's going on, but then I think the other day seeing all 13 in the locker room, I mean, that's a lot of players. That's exciting. That's exciting. But it's you don't forget about there's also some, I mean, not just great, amazing veteran players here. That have been doing it for a long time, and we got everything in between. And so it's not one thing. It's every member that we have here, the Pittsburgh Penguins organization. It's doing it together with everybody that's here.
Before I ask you about those veteran players, you're known for developing young talent. And right next door, the development camp is going on, the future of the team. So what is your secret to developing talent? How do you take that young player and make them an NHL-ready player? I mean, you've done it successfully, but how do you do it?
Well, I mean, everybody's different. Like every person that you work with in this game is going to be a little bit different, and so there's not a manual for how to get each person from one place to another. Like you got to get to know the person first, and I think you got to identify. And this isn't just me. This is a staff. Like any place I've been, it's never been about me developing or working with somebody. It's always been the staff and the group and everybody. But it's and I think from there it's you look at the ways that you're going to be able to, number one, work together. How that person is best served in terms of the learning, the motivation. There's a lot of factors that go into it, and then you work to help that player and work together with that player to continue to build on those strengths that make them special in this game. And every single player that's at this development camp, they're here for a reason. So they all have things that have got them here to this point. Every player that's drafted has something that got them to that point, and then every player that eventually gets to the NHL, they have something in their game that makes them special. And so you continue to help them grow those things that make them special while continuing to work on areas of their game that they're going to need to be able to work towards their full potential. And like I said, that's going to be different for almost every player. And so to sit here and say that there's one way of doing it, Yeah, it's not, and you got to see too. Like for every player, there's going to be different ways to motivate. There's different ways to learn, and you just work through those different ways. And again, it's working together as a staff. And there's so many resources here. I mean, that's one of the things that's so exciting. I mean, you look out on the ice and you see the number of just. Coaches from the development staff, from our Wilkes-Barre staff, from our wheeling staff, skating coach. It's a lot, and it's good. But it also comes into how do we utilize all these different resources that are here.
Now let me ask about those veteran players. And I think during your press conference, I asked you, have you reached out to Sidney Crosby and to Chris Letang and some of the veterans? And I'm curious as to where they fit in all this, because this franchise is going through a transition towards the future. Where they fit in as this team changes and grows and develops?
Yeah, I mean, nothing changed in the sense that these are world-class players, and so it's going to be, helping them continue to be in the best place that they can possibly be, and to have as much success as they can have on the ice, and to put them in positions where the team can have success. That doesn't change, like at all. It's going to be for us now. It's going to be, helping to just, get the most out of, maximize the veteran players, so that they can continue to take steps. Everybody can continue to take steps in their game, and all these guys, that's what we're going to be looking to do, is helping them to be able to do that. And so that doesn't change at all. And there's some exciting players. If you're a coach, you're walking into a locker room with with Sidney Crosby and Malkin and Letang and Carlson and Russ. These guys are exciting. That's just naming some of them. There's plenty of others that have done some great things in this league. And so we're not treating that any differently. You're going to keep having those conversations with those guys in terms of the things that they want to continue to do, the areas that they want to continue to grow. And that's in putting them in positions where they're going to be able to go out there and they're going to be able to be successful, not just for them, but for the team. And so, it's exciting to have players like that you have an opportunity to work together with.
So do you learn from them? Are there things that you can take as a head coach from their experiences?
Yeah, you can learn from anybody. You can learn from young players too. It's you can learn from as coaches, as people. We should be learning all the time. You definitely can, from the players that have been in this league for a long time. And I think you got to ask questions and you got to listen. That for me is not changing though. Like my approach to that and my answer to that is not changing because I'm coming into a position like this to be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I would have told you the same answer there for any level that I've worked. Like you can learn from. We should all be learning from each other. Like the players are out there. They're out there playing the game. Like they're the ones that are in the arena playing the game, and so the perspective is always different than even from a coach. It is, and at least that's my belief. And so conversation should always be happening, and listening should always be happening on both sides of it. But I think if you do, you can learn a lot there when you're talking to players, and you can probably learn a little more from the ones that have been doing it for as long as some of these guys have.
What's your working relationship with Kyle Dubas? How will that work between GM and head coach?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Yeah, I mean, Kyle and I didn't know each other before this process started, but I think obviously since I'm sitting here today, I think there's obviously similar mindset in a lot of areas. There were some great conversations there about the game, very clear in terms of him talking to me about the organization, and obviously I think because I'm here today, we were aligned in a lot of areas and excited about a lot of the same areas, and so, but it's been great. The conversations, since going from that interview process to being here as the head coach, it's even exceeded my expectations.
Alex Nedeljkovic was dealt earlier this week to San Jose. So does Tristan Jarry, is he cemented he is the number one guy on this hockey team at goalie?
I think for everybody, you come into training camp and you decide where all those things are. So he has the track record, obviously, doing that, and we're very excited about that. And so when you've done the things that he's done in this league, and listen, I am very aware of the ups and downs that occurred last year. But from my conversations with him, I think he's got a great approach going into the summer. I think he's got a great plan going into the summer, and so I think based on my conversations. I think he's going to come in here with a really good training camp, and I think he's going to get a great start to the season. And he has that track record. And so When you have that, yeah. But I say that in the sense of like, I think for everybody that's coming into, every people have, the different starting points based on what they've done in the past. That's just a reality of it. I think it's like that in every sport. But I do think it's a good thing and it's a healthy thing when players are coming in with a mindset that, all right, even if this is where I was in the past, I'm gonna re-earn things. And I think when you have new coaching staff in place, it's always a good time to have that. And I think that's not a bad thing. And I think that's something that even players, they can like that.
One final question. You're the new head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Don Kelly is the manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mike Tomlin is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And for the first time, all three of our head coaches are bald. Does that say anything? maybe that's part of the reason why you guys are in leadership positions. And it's just a coincidence.
Just a few good-looking guys,
I don't know if anybody's brought that to your attention.
No, I guess I didn't really think of it that way. Yeah. So you can get into coaching too, then. Huh?
I was going to ask. Do bald guys have any?
Maybe you picked the wrong career. Maybe you're supposed to be a coach. You can come in here and join the game.